Atlanta has given us some of the biggest names in hip-hop history, and in the early 2010s, one name stood out as a rising star, Rich Homie Quan. With his melodic delivery, heartfelt storytelling, and undeniable swagger, Quan seemed destined for rap greatness. From his breakout hit, Type of Way, to his legendary run with Young Thug and Birdman as part of Rich Gang, Quan helped shape the sound of an entire era. But as quickly as he rose, his career began to stall, and eventually, his life came to a tragic end. This is the rise and fall of Rich Homie Quan. Born to Quantez Devontae Lamar in Atlanta, Georgia, Rich Homie Quan grew as the oldest of 3 kids. In a single-parent household, as a teenager, Quan was a standout in both sports and academics. At Ronald McNair High School, he excelled in creative writing and played baseball, earning a scholarship to Fort Valley State University. But after just 2 weeks, he dropped out when he couldn't afford tuition. He soon lost his job at the airport and turned to the streets, eventually serving 15 months in jail for burglary. While locked up, Quan began writing seriously, turning his pain and struggles into rhymes, a skill that would soon change his life. Quan's first major mixtape, I Go In on Every Song, dropped in 2012, followed by Still Going In, but it was the single Type of Way in 2013 that put him on the map. The track peaked at 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned gold certification, instantly making Quan one of the most hottest new voices in Atlanta. His melodic, emotional approach to trap music separated him from his peers, and his name quickly started buzzing into the industry. Quan's chemistry with fellow Atlanta rapper Young Thug was undeniable. Together, the two caught the attention of Birdman, who brought them under the Cash Money umbrella and formed a collective known as Rich Gang. Their 2014 mixtape, Rich Gang, The Tour Part 1, is now considered a classic, influencing a new generation of melodic trap artists. The single, Lifestyle, became a massive hit, with both Quan and Thug delivering unforgettable verses. At this point, it looked like Quan's career was unstoppable. But behind the music, Atlanta streets played a major role in shaping careers. One figure who had a huge influence on Rich Homie Quan was Big Nut, a well-respected OG in the city who supported Quan during his come-up. In 2015, tragedy struck when Big Nut was shot and killed. Almost immediately, whispers in the streets pointed at Young Thug and his YSL crew as being connected to the killing. Allegations that were never confirmed but fueled by serious tension. This murder would later spark a major feud between Young Thug and YFN Lucci. But because Rich Homie Quan was close with both men, he suddenly found himself caught in the crossfire. At first, Quan tried to balance his friendships, but over time, he gravitated more towards YFN Lucci, which only made his relationship with Thug even worse. What was once one of Atlanta's most promising duos now turned into a bitter fallout, and Quan's position in the industry became even more complicated. On top of the street politics, Quan was already dealing with legal disputes with his label. Thanks It's a Game Entertainment, his ties with Birdman and Cash Money grew weaker, and the creative momentum he once had with Young Thug completely disappeared. Fans noticed the distance and began speculating about beef, which only added to the narrative that Quan's career was spiraling. Quan scored one more major hit in 2015 with Flex, Ooh Ooh Ooh, which peaked at number 26 on the Hot 100. But after that, his presence in the rap game began to fade. His 2017 mixtape, Back to the Basics, and 2018 album, Rich as in Spirit, didn't perform as well as expected. And with trap music evolving rapidly, Quan struggled to keep up. With fewer stars, the same artists who helped define Atlanta's sound was suddenly being left behind. In September 2024, news broke that Rich Homie Quan had tragically passed away at the age of just 33. While rumors circulated about a possible overdose involving a fake pill, no official cause of death has been confirmed. His death shocked the hip-hop world as fans reflected on how much potential Quan had and how much music he still had left to give. Rich Homie Quan's story is one of the most incredible highs and heartbreaking lows. From his days as a high school athlete to becoming one of Atlanta's most influential rappers, Quan's journey showed us both the promise and the pitfalls of fame. His run with Young Thug and Rich Gang left an undeniable mark on hip-hop in the streets, Legal battles and industry setbacks all played a role in his downfall. The death of Big Nut forced Quan into the middle of Atlanta's deadliest beef, and his loyalty to YF and Lucci came at the cost of his bond with Young Thug. Throughout his life, ended far too soon. Rich Homie Quan's influence will forever be remembered in Atlanta's history, and his music will live on in the hearts of fans worldwide.